Okay, so let's continue where we left off here. I'm gonna go ahead and set the. I actually already set the Z0, and what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and create some points because what I want is to go ahead and build a place to put my tool bits because I don't really have one, and I have plenty of tool bits but I don't really have a place to store them properly. So I'm going to use this piece of board to do that. Um, First, let me show you just a really quick demonstration of how to build something like a circle. Um, this is just a very quick demo. Here's my wireless keypad again. I'm going to go ahead and use this to control the machine. As you can see here, I'm moving it. Now, I'm going to show you a real quick trick here. Some people like to waste time and worry about getting the exact center. So I'm going to show you how to do that really easily. Believe it or not, you can get to the center without having to do much in the line of measuring because you're sorry about that. I had to grab a pencil. Your eyeballs are actually pretty fast about this. So let me just move the machine out of the way here. Alright, so here's a quick trick um, to find the center. So I'm going to turn this way so you can see what I'm doing here. Alright, I think the center is close to here. Okay? But it's not exactly. So what I do is I just take this mark that I just made on the board. I put the mark on the other side over here, right on the edge. Okay, and that's where the mark is. And then pretty much where I can see is the center is pretty much right there. So we can verify that. Very simple. All we have to do is take where that mark is and mark it here. And you see where it marked. And then we can verify that on the other side just by putting that there, and it's pretty much exactly in the center. So this is the center of my board. That way. From this way to this way. But what I'm going to show you now is I'm going to show you. Sorry about that. I lost my microphone. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is I'm going to move the machine to there, pretty much. Okay, that's pretty close to the center. Alright, so we have the center. I'm going to go ahead and on my machine here, I'm going to push my mode button twice. And you'll see here on the software where my mouse is that it's in the mode select. And I'm going to go ahead and choose number 2 because number 2 is to save a point. So I'm going to save a point and we're going to save that as point A. Okay? Now that's point A. I'm going to exit this mode and I'm going to go ahead and move up there. Okay? See that? And I'm going to mark that as point B. So I'm going to go into mode save again and I'm going to mark that as I'm going to put it on mode 2, which is to save a point, and then I'm going to choose 2 again to save it as point B. Okay, now we have point A and point B. I already zeroed the Z axis, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to Windows and GCode generator, and I'm gonna do a circle. We're gonna do online. We're gonna do a pocket cut. All right. We're gonna go down 0.02 inches, just for fun. Okay, and we're gonna make a pocket cut, and you'll see that it has my point A and my point B already defined, which is exactly the way I planned it. And we're going to go ahead and generate the G code. We're going to preview it, and you can see here that X and Y0 is here, but we're going to make the circle over here. We can verify this. See the XY0 is here, but we're going to make the circle here. We can verify this, very simple. We just go to XY0, and you'll notice that's at the very corner of the work over here. See that? It's at the very corner. Right, but we want the circle over here. It's no problem. We already figured that out. So, what I'm going to do now is I previewed it. It looks good. And I'm going to go ahead and just send it. So, I'm going to click send now. And that shows me all the information, and all I have to do is click send. The only thing I have to do before I click send is go ahead and click on the go ahead and turn on the router, because it's going to need the router to be on, obviously, to make any cuts. So here we go. Router's on. Send. You can see here that it's cutting out the circle that I had anticipated it cutting out, and we're not going very deep, so this should be done in 1 or 2 passes at the most, and we'll get the exact circle that we wanted based on the center point, which is point A, and the outer point, which is point B, or the radius point, as you would call it. And this should be a perfect circle when we're done. I calibrated this machine, so it's pretty close to perfect circle at this point. So hold on just a few seconds and we're almost done. This looks like the final pass right now. And that's it. So I'm going to turn the router off so you can hear me again. Alright, so that demonstrates the circle function. Now, I don't really want a circle. What I actually need to do is create I need a holder for my bits. So I'm going to go ahead and create that, and I'm going to show you how to do that. First of all, though, since I did a circle, what I want to do now, you also notice here the time that completed, it did show up. It's 1 minute and 42 seconds to complete that cut. Cool thing to know, just in case you're busy building out things. So let's go ahead and figure out what we can do to fix this. So we did a circle and we did a 0.02 depth. Okay, that's not gonna work exactly what we need. I need to go ahead and clear the whole thing at this point, and then I need to start doing some drill holes so that I can make my bit holder. Okay, so to do that, let's go ahead and jog the machine. Alright, so um, we're almost there, right about there. Okay, that's pretty close to the edge. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the z to 0. Alright, so that's the edge here. I'm gonna go ahead and save that point. So I'm gonna push the two buttons here on the period. I use the period here. Two buttons, two times quickly, and 2 and 1. Alright, so that saves point 1. We can exit that now. And then we can move this all the way over here. Oops, pressed it. That's okay. Doesn't have to be exact here because we're just going to resurface this material. Alright, so I'm going to push period 2 to set the point and 2 to set that point. So point A is number 1 and point B is number 2. We can prove that by pushing period and 3 to go to. So if I go to number 1, that's point A. If I go to number 2, that's point B. Okay? So actually point B is off just a little bit. Let me I didn't realize it, but let me reset that. 2 to set the point. It's well, I'm sorry. Let me move it just a little bit here. Okay. Now 2 to set the point, and number 2 is the point. Okay. Now 3 to go to point 1, go to point 2. Okay, they both look pretty close to the right points. And so what I'm going to do now in my software, you can go to Windows and GCode generator, or you can add a step to the project if you're going to do a project. This is a very quick thing to do, so I'm not really worried about a project. So I'm going to go 0.02 to match the circle height so that we can completely level this thing here. And I'm going to go to online so that it's pretty much exactly on the points that I said. And I'm going to do 10% overlap. You could do more if you want, whatever makes you happy. And I'm going to go ahead and generate the Z code. Oh, it doesn't like this because I have two periods. You see that? So it warned me and made it red. And that's a good thing because at least we don't get any errors. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and generate the G code. I'm going to preview it. And that looks okay, but I realize now that it's not a pocket. So let's go ahead and close that and choose pocket because we want to flatten the whole thing. So generate the G-code, preview it now. Alright, now you'll notice that it looks like a pocket. It's going to go back and forth until it gets it done. That's what I want to see. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and send that now. And it puts it into a temp file, and it tells me all about that file. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the router, and then push send. Okay, it's going to take a few seconds. Not that long. We're almost there, guys. I know it's a little noisy, but hopefully we're going to be okay. Okay, we leveled that, and I turned that off so that we can see what's going on. It took exactly 4 minutes and 16 seconds, as you saw. And I'm going to go ahead and move the machine kind of out of the way at this point. Yeah, close this for a second here. Okay, so we got that far, and what I really need to do is exit that, and then can jog the machine again here. Okay, so we leveled it. Move all this dust out of the way. Okay, so we leveled the board. It's completely flat. It's nice, very flat, very smooth. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do something different. We're going to go ahead and actually change what we're doing, and we're going to drill a bunch of holes so that I can put my bits in, because I have a bunch of these bits and I want to put them in here, like this, in the holes, and I want to make mini holes. So they're all a 1/4 inch, and this is a 1/4 inch bit. So let's go ahead and position this here. I don't want to be exactly on the corner because I, I need a little bit of room so it can cut down, right? So let's um let's actually do a little actual measurement with the ruler, just so that we can get a good measurement here. Let me move the machine out of the way for a second here. Okay, so I'm gonna come over 1/4 inch. Actually, it's right here. 1/4 inch, and I'm gonna come up a 1/4 inch as well. It should be like right about there. So that's a 1/4 inch by a 1/4 inch that way. And I'm gonna put the bit like right here. Okay? So let's do that. Let's move. I'm just using the keypad here. I'm moving it, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and come down. Okay, that looks pretty close. Um, yeah, I'm kind of eyeballing it, but it looks pretty close on both sides. Okay, so this is my starting point. I'm gonna raise this up, and I'm gonna get the exact flat surface here. So I'm gonna put this here, and we're gonna use the probe function. Very simple to use. You put the red one here. You put the ground wire here, and then you hold this flat. You go ahead and push this, and then 4 to probe, and then number 1 to probe down. And that's it. The probe is done. Alright, so now we know that the 0 for this is exactly the top of the wood, which is perfect. That's what we needed. Alright, so we're probed, and what we're going to do now is in the software, we're going to go ahead and build a drill. We're going to go down. We're going to go down uh, point 1 0.125 for our we're going to go down 0.125 for the depth per pass, and we're going to go down to 0.5 inches total depth, and we're going to make it an array. And for the array, it looks like we have, if we start at this point, which is here, and we go down, it looks like we got close to 9 inches. And we're going to go down every quarter inch. We don't want to go quite to 9 inches, so we'll probably go to 8 3/4 inches. Alright, so let's figure that out. Okay, 8 3/4 inches. Let's do the calculator. Okay, so we got 8.75 divided by 0.5. So we got about 17. If we go from here to another quarter to the right, to another quarter, to another quarter, to another quarter, to another quarter, we have close to 17. We're gonna go. I'm gonna err on the safe side. I'm gonna go to only 15, and then I'm gonna go probably close to here. We got one. Let's see here. We got not there. Okay, so we got about 1, 2, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 that way, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We can go to 17. Okay, so 17 by 9. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and generate 17 by 9 here. We're going to do 17 columns and 9 rows. Right? And each row is offset by 0.5, and we're going to do 0.5 this way. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to preview it. That looks close to about right. You see there on the preview. And I'm going to go ahead and send now. The max is 205x and 104y. So we can verify that really easily with the caliper. So where did I put that caliper? Alright, so got 205. Okay, it should make that easily. And then we got 104. Oh yeah, it can make that easily. Alright, so that's good enough for me. We're gonna go ahead and generate that. Turn the router on and go. Okay. Okay, you'll notice what happened here is that I wasn't exactly prepared for that, because what had what happened was I was not in alignment where I thought I should be. So let me cancel this altogether. Hold on. We're almost there. Alright, so let's return to XY0. This is my fault. I put the XY0 in the wrong place. So let's move here. Let's move here. Down. Down. Okay, that's pretty close. Alright, so X and Y0 is here. That's the problem. I didn't reset that, and that's my fault. But let's go ahead and return to Z0. Okay, that should be pretty much, yeah, it's on the board. Alright, so that's Z0. So we're gonna save that with my keypad as point A. And we're gonna try this again. It's really my fault. Alright, Windows, generate GCode, drill, heck, array. We're gonna do 16.9.5.5. Okay. Now the XY0 is here. I should have paid attention to that earlier, but here it is. And we're gonna go ahead and send that now. Let me turn the router on, and we should be good to go. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate something to you about the software. I can hit cancel here and turn the router off. Hit OK. All right, so this is a good demonstration. I forgot to make this a half an inch deep. I wanted to make it actually pretty close to half an inch deep. So I'm going to do that now. Mind you, I just canceled the job, but watch this. It's going to work okay. So I'm going to generate the script again, exactly the way it was, and you'll see that it'll actually continue exactly the way it's supposed to. So 16 by 9 by 0.5 by 0.5. Okay, okay, send now. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the router on, and you'll see that it will continue exactly where it was. You see, you hear it's making it finally the half an inch that I was asking it to. That's why you hear that louder noise at the bottom. You'll see it's pecking. It's going in and coming out and going in and coming out. It doesn't come all the way out of the hole. It comes close.